It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And we'll be watching Terry McLaurin. Now over 1,000 receiving yards on the season. It's the Jags and the Commanders on Sunday night.
With a December snow blanketing much of the Midwest and Northeast, what a perfect time to be in the Sunshine State as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Washington Commanders and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alongside my partner Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for visiting Washington, they have certainly got it rolling of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And it's simple. The more you win in the regular season, the more likely you play at home in the postseason, and that can...
Going to the air right away, Lawrence. And right away, he lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And they will set up shop, red zone territory at the 13-yard line.
To put it mildly, that is not the way anyone wants to start off a game. You fumble on your first offensive snap. But now what you're worried about is, does that linger throughout the game for your guys on offense? And how's the defense going to handle it? Because no one expects to run out on the field on the first play and have to all of a sudden start to play themselves.
So here's Washington now in excellent field position to start things out. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Buying time to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Able to connect with Dotson. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. 1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Robinson is in. Touchdown, Commanders. So we have a tie now atop the all-time single-season rushing touchdown list. LaDainian Tomlinson, you've just been joined by this man.
And they share similar traits in running the football. Excellent vision, cutting ability, determination, will. They understand where the end zone is and will not be deterred.
Now the try here for the extra point. It's good, and Washington will take a 7-0 lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this out to the 25. And the Jacksonville offense on their way out again as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Set to go again. Here's Brian Robinson in the Commander offense. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
On the give, here's Robinson. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
Off the option, here's Robinson. Pushes him over. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 2nd and 1. Over the middle, that's caught by Claypool. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. On the run, it's Robinson. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. They'll come out in a 4-receiver look. 3 men to the right side on 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. The quick slant caught. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Handoff now to Robinson. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr. with touchdown number 29. Too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Commanders are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this first quarter, and he's got both of them.
Well, he's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
Now for the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Jacksonville set to go again offensively. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Lawrence to throw. Rolling to his left. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued. Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. 2nd and 3. Quick slant, Dotson. Touchdown, Washington. Jahan Dotson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Commanders have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off. Takes it at the 7. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulled out all the stops to get a better seed, or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
And he'll get about 3 up past the 25. Play action. It's Lawrence. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
13 yards the tally on the return there. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Commanders offense returning to the field. But Charles, they're really stringing these possessions and scores together early. We're still in the first quarter, but if they can score again here, look out.
Yeah, and as you taught me when we're broadcasting games, one word we're supposed to avoid, and that's blowout. But that's exactly what's going on here. Down 3 possessions just the first quarter. That goes beyond any worst-case scenario we might have thought coming into this game. And another touchdown here, that should eliminate any hopes for any type of a comeback.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A pretty sizable deficit here in the first quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on third down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last third down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another first down, almost back to the drawing board.
They'll run here with Robinson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
He's across the field to the 48-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Over the middle here to Brown. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
A 3-yard gain on the play.
He'll drop to throw. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars 30. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Back to the ground with Robinson. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 56 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Back to Robinson now on first down. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now back to throw. Throws the out route and finds Claypool. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Out of the gun now on third down. Got an open man, finds Gibson. And the Commanders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as they get the conversion there on 3rd and inches.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Robinson going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. A run now with a tight end Fant. And he fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Noah Fant, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Boy, CD, what a start for them. Still in the first quarter. They're absolutely blitzing them. All the points that they put up, I'm not sure what you say on the other sideline right now.
I think it's as simple as this, partner. The way that they're playing, there's no limits on what this lead could become.
Now the try here for the point after. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. This one fielded at the 5. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. On second down, a run with Etienne. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. It goes as a loss of 6. And now third down.
Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne.
And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a fourth down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on third. On fourth down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Pulled in at the 24. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple, because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
So on fourth down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10.
Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Now Etienne to start the drive.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. So first and 10 now from the 30.
From the shotgun, Lawrence.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted.
And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him. And I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills. And that's something that, for guys of his position, they've talked about it for years. They've done the drills. But they've really increased it in recent seasons because of the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
This pass hauled in by Dotson. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule.
Second and 4.
That is caught at the 7-yard line.
And the Commanders are going to be set up with a first and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. They'll run with Robinson.
And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Robinson again. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr.
on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Commanders are able to widen their lead here in this first half. So this now 34-0 with the extra point pending. And, Charles, I thought these guys might have the advantage coming in, but I didn't expect this.
Well, I'm glad we're going with full transparency here because I didn't either. I thought we might be looking at a 24-20 type game, maybe 13-10 at the half. But this has been total, utter domination.
Extra point splits the uprights, and a rout is on here in this first half.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Jaguars getting set to go.
Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter. But you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it.
He's got a man complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And to be honest, this first half hasn't been anything they'd be really proud about. So they needed something like this to change their fortunes. Now they need to make sure they finish this one off, not just with points, but with a touchdown.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
ETN up the middle.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
This is a 2nd and 4, ball at the 9. Draw play, ETN.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now Lawrence
steps away to his left. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
The Commanders' defense holds, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Set down to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Takes it at the 7. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And here we go on the next drive for Washington. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
2nd and 9 now. Able to hit his target, Claypool.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
15 yards the pickup, 1st down Washington. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground. And here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did, but poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
71 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Robinson gets the toss on the right side. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Not your normal call in short yardage, but the toss works very well there. Big people out in front, being physical, and they pick up a first down.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Washington.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Robinson up the middle. And he'll take this down to the 33. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been excellent. 6 for 7. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw. This is brought in by Gibson. And they'll bring him down 1 yard shy after a pickup of 4.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tackles. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars offense ready to set up shop here again. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley.
Lawrence's pass complete to Calvin Ridley. That's a gain of
3rd and 2, now Lawrence. And Ingram hauls it in. And he will have a Jaguars first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne taken down at the 42. 2nd and 8 coming up.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. A gain of 2.
Etienne once more. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. On 3rd and 1, it's Lawrence. And he finds McLaurin. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. This looks like a roughing call. A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Etienne. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd.
On 2nd and 9, Lawrence under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long. Here's Lawrence. And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Taken in at the 3. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And the Washington offense heading out.
There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2. That's a 42-yard.
2nd and 2. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Back to throw again. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Touchdown! Noah Fant in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Commanders will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it's Noah Fant who caps things off with the touchdown. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on 1st down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago, where it was the visitors from the north, the Vikings, who were able to get the road victory. Justin Jefferson, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. From Chicago, we head north to the home of their rivals as we check on the Packers at home in Lambeau. And they were winners in that game over the visiting Detroit Lions. Aaron Rodgers, excellent in the victory, as it's one that pushes his guys 2 games above 500. And finally, Monday Night Football. They've got a good one lined up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Denver Broncos. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary, as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway.
And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. Second half starts with a run by Gibson.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
But I think after that run, the defense get back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Now a man open down the middle of the field. 5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A gain of a yard.
They'll drop to throw. Got a man. It's Brown. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Complete to Marquise Brown. A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down.
They'll run with Gibson.
And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
A give left side to Robinson.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. They'll set up to throw. Forced out to his left. Past the 20. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
I don't think that run was anything that was designed, but when his reads were blanketed as he went through his progressions, all that was left was for him to run and try and pick it up himself.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Back to throw here. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington.
Quez Watkins.
A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Commanders take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10.
At their own 21.
They'll look to ETN to start things out.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A give, it's ETN off the option.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked by Kendall Fuller.
And the Commanders are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They begin the drive with Robinson. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory.
He's across midfield to the 48-yard line. A gain of 5.
2nd and 5. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A gain of 32 that time.
Frankly, I don't know that this defense knows what to do anymore. Just look at their body language out there. The passing game has absolutely been relentless throughout.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. They're going to look to throw.
This is the tight end Fant. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Being chased out left. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards first down.
That's multiple times now. He's tagged into a big gain with his legs. Really showing off some nice awareness and the ability to correctly realize when he's got a chance to tuck it and go himself.
Robinson is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Running out of the gun with ETN.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
Lawrence.
Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
Straight ahead.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
Handoff now to Robinson. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 104 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Back to Robinson now on 1st down.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this is caught by Watkins. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars 18. 17 yards that time and a Washington 1st.
Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the 4th quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, the Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off the field?
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And his throw here is incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Again, he'll drop to throw. This is caught.
Touchdown, Washington. CeeDee Lamb.
Halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50.
And the Commanders get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. From the 6. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
The loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Lawrence will throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Lawrence. And he completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st down, Lawrence. That's complete to Travis Etienne out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Throwing again here, it's Lawrence. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. On play action, Lawrence. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. This guy is in a zone. Remember, he had a sack hat trick last week. That got him NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Another one right here.
I love how you phrased that, in the zone, because I'm a firm believer that like a running back, like a quarterback, when guys get hot and get locked in, the same thing happens for guys getting sacks. Their moves are working, and they're getting home and putting guys on the ground.
On 2nd down, a run with Etienne. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And my goodness, another interception. And the Commanders are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
They start on the ground with Robinson here. And some space here. 119 yards rushing for him in this one, and he is drawing ever closer to a 2,000-yard season. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Again, it's Robinson. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. 2nd down and a run by Robinson. And some room to maneuver. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been the bell cow all day, and they'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Give to Robinson on the option.
And he'll go down at the 28. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Robinson on a give right side.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Robinson, he'll try the left side.
And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it, because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
2nd and 1. Flush to his right.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders.
A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Commanders extend their 4th quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign.
Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Draw play, Etienne.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 8.
They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne.
And they stop him up short of the 1st down as they get him at about the 43. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
The Commanders preparing for their next possession. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
They'll look to throw here.
Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. He's been the go-to guy, and they needed a big play there on 3rd down with his line worked out.
It doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
They'll run this one right with Robinson.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Toss play to Robinson. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left. On 3rd, here's an option play right. And he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
You and I have been around teams, and they all have goals for games, don't they? And every team we've ever talked to says what?
No turnover.
Don't turn the ball over. 0. And they were that close to getting it done. Won't cost them today, but they'll hate that when they're watching the game tape.
And now out come the Jags.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Here's Lawrence.
Open man right side is Ingram. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Going for it, here's Etienne.
And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. The Jags come up empty on 4th down.
And the Commanders come through with a 4th down stand. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They'll run again here with Robinson. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain. And it's 3rd and 2 now. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do. Late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback.
The Jaguars again ready to take over on offense. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. Incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Now Lawrence. And Ingram hauls it in. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Lawrence going to throw again. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Looking to throw again on second down. Lawrence. The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. From the gun on third down, Lawrence. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Here's Logan Cook now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Brought down at the 23-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Robinson with another carry.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24.
The tackle made at the 24-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
They'll set up to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest.
That's going to be caught downfield by McLaurin.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Elliott good with a PAT as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. From the 6.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
So that last kickoff, just a mere formality, obviously, Charles, wrapping up a game that they should be very happy about in which they got the win.
Yeah, I thought they were clearly the better team by the end, and they earned this one with a terrific game plan and consistent effort throughout. Only fitting that they had the ball when the clock hit 0.
So for the Commanders, they continue to show they'll be a tough out in the playoffs as they move to 14-2 on the year.